Welcome to the Money Show, your daily guide to making smarter money decisions. So whether it's building wealth, protecting your family, or planning your financial future, we break down the numbers so that you don't have to. From mutual funds to insurance, taxes to term plans, market moves to money mistakes, we bring you expert insights simplified because your money deserves more than just hard work. It deserves strategy, clarity, and a plan that works for you. So join us every day right here on The Money Show, where we believe making money is an art but managing it's pure science. I'm Kavita Thapliyal, and today again on the show we have a very strong lineup for you, ranging from investments to insurance. But before I begin, let me also flash our WhatsApp number where you can send across your queries. The number is 8657974571. We also have an email ID where you can send across your queries. It's themoneyshow@etnow.tv. All right, so let's begin the show. On April 22, 2025, a date that has left the nation in shock and sorrow. In one of the deadliest terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir in recent decades, at least 26 innocent tourists lost their lives when gunmen opened fire in the meadows of Baisaran, Pahalgam. Families were shattered, lives were lost, and a sense of deep grief now grips the country. As the nation mourns, some institutions have stepped up to offer support. The Life Insurance Corporation of India, LIC, has announced it will expedite insurance claims for the victims' family, and the NSE has pledged 1 crore in financial support for the next of kin. Not only that, PB Fintech co-founder also decided to create a foundation to support all impacted families. So in today's discussion, we will put the spotlight on these claims and how can they be made, how can one actually, go ahead. I have with me Nisreen Mamaji, CFP, Moneyworks Financial Services, to elaborate more on this. Nisreen, good evening and welcome to the show. Nisreen, in terms of the loss, I think that cannot be reversed at all. But then, institutions have really come up and offered their support, which is great. But then how can one actually get the support in the sense what would be the claims process in terms of LIC insurance claims? How can one go about it? The nation is in grief, okay? And at such a time, in an emotional loss, one really might not think about money or insurance claims, but the practical side of it is you have to take stock of the financial situations as well. Okay, so as far as we talk about the insurance policies, how can one go about it?
Sure. So yes, definitely that, the nation stands in grief, united about what's happened recently. But it's very important to note also that, the policy that you might be making a claim for, even during this time, should be up to date. That means it has to be in force and also within the grace period. Because, those are the two very important criteria that LIC will be looking at, that the policy is in force or within the grace period. So if you need to initiate, the death claim settlement, the claimant, that means whoever is a nominee or the heir to that policy, maybe the wife or the children, must notify the LIC servicing branch, whichever is the closest servicing branch to them in writing. And the relevant details that should be mentioned are the policy number, the date of the death, and obviously the cause of the death. Now, following this, the claimant is required to submit the claim form A. Okay, so this will be available online also. It's called the claim form A, which includes the essential details about the deceased and the claimant. So, one has to just prove the relationship to the claimant and whether you are a nominee on that policy or not. If the person who was the nominee is also no longer there, then there will be some more paperwork, because sometimes we forget to update the nominees. But so the nominee may not be even, still be, alive. In that case, please update yourself as a nominee, whoever is the heir to the policy. Then need obviously the, death certificate, which will be also available online at the very earliest. And you have to give the the death certificate along with the proof of age for both the deceased and the claimant. So in this case, it can be the Aadhaar card or the PAN card of the deceased person as well as for the claimant. In the case where there is no nomination or there is no assignment, there has to be an evidence establishing the legal entitlement of the deceased to the claimant. So there could be a will, or there has to be another certificate or an affidavit wherein you are making the claim as a nominee. Because if your name is not mentioned as a nominee or as the heir, then you'll have to fill up this additional paperwork, which could be an indemnity bond or an affidavit, obviously mentioning your relationship and also the fact that you are not nominated on the policy for whatever reason. So recently, in fact, the CEO and the MD of LIC announced many concessions. So the paperwork will happen very quickly. There is going to be a method to process these requests at the very earliest and to try to help the claimant in whatever way that the company can, because obviously of the tragedy that has occurred. It's happened in broad daylight, so there is no question of proving the death. But the paperwork, try to do it in the best possible way. But LIC will make sure that, the paperwork it will be processed as quickly as possible. So record of the death of the policy holder due to the terrorist attack or any compensation which is already paid out by the central government or the state government will also be accepted as proof of death. So that is another thing, that if you don't have the death certificate, there is a compensation that can be available to the family members, and that itself can be used as the proof of death in the place of the death certificate. And the nearest LIC branch, division, or customer zone can also be called, and the call center number for LIC for this very purpose is 022 6827 6827. So please call the call center, which is a Bombay branch, and get the relevant details that you need. Upon receiving intimation of the death, the servicing branch itself will request the documents, which is, the death certificate, the claim form, and the proof of nomination, and the proof of age of both the death person who's deceased and the claimant. So, please, the nominee and the assigned person should be doing this as early as possible, and also mention your banking details. That is the claimant banking details in order to receive the proceeds of the death. So that would be very important to mention, so that an ECS or an immediate NEFT RTGS transfer can be done by LIC. But this is definitely on a fast track, and the claimant will receive the funds as soon as possible. So you also need claim form B, which could be a medical attendance certificate, in case there was time for the injured person to reach the hospitalization, to reach the nearest hospital in Pahalgam, and then, passed away. There could be also claim form B1, which is required if the deceased actually received hospital treatment before passing away. And the B2 is whoever treated the, hospital, the claimant, the deceased person prior to the death. So these are some of the forms that could be needed. And claim form C is certificate of identity and burial or cremation signed by the person of repute. So some more claim forms might be required, but the important thing is to keep your police report handy, your death certificate handy, and your bank, proof and proof of age. If you have these four things, you can go ahead and start making the claim. And then the most important one will be claim form A. If B, C, D, E is required, you will be notified. But, in my understanding, LIC is trying to keep this process as simple as possible. So I think that you should, move this as quickly as you can.
So,
Savita.
all right, right. So that's a bit done by LIC, and also the co-founder of PB Fintech, Alok Bansal. He also put out a tweet where he says that PB Fintech would like to offer a job to a family member in any of the Policy Bazaar or Pesa Bazaar offices located across India, or even sponsor kids' education for every impacted Indian family in Pahalgam. And also NSE, has announced a 1 CR fund for the family, of the grief family in their moments of grief. So these are the initiatives that we've seen coming up from the industry so far. But then we'll keep a close eye on this, and any similar related announcements will be given to our viewers as well. But then Nisreen, that was a very crucial piece of information where I think you explained every bit of it as to how to do the claim and how many days, and what would be the important documents that one that would mind to submit to LIC. But then let's move on with the Money Show as well. And it's time to get our viewers online and do their life financial planning. I have with me Jagdish on the phone line with me. Jagdish, hi, good evening. You're calling from?
Yeah, hi ma'am. Good evening. I'm calling from Bangalore.
You're calling from Bangalore. Okay, Jagdish,
Yeah.
I think you have Nippon India large cap, HDFC Focus 30, Motilal Oswal mid cap, Tata small cap and Parag Parikh flexi cap. 10,000, 10,000 and 15,000 in rest of the three funds. Is that right?
Correct, ma'am. Correct, ma'am. Yes.
And for how long you want to stay invested?
Ma'am, we are looking for 6 to 7 years horizon, ma'am. Like by 2030. Yeah. 2030,
Okay.
we would like to, achieve our goal.
Okay. Any specific corpus accumulation?
Ma'am, yeah, okay. It is for, it is for basically for land. So diversify our, allocation. Trying to buy some
Okay.
plots.
So can this time horizon go up from 6 to 7 years? Can you also make it 10 to 12 years if that's not?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, that's okay, ma'am. The 2033 still it's fine for us.
Sure.
We
Sure.
have that
Sure.
also.
Okay. Will you be also stepping up your SIP?
Yeah, we are planning for 3 to 5%, ma'am. 3 to 5% yearly.
3
ma'am.
to 5%. Okay, sure. All right, Jagdish, a lot of information given from you. Nisreen, what do you recommend?
So basically, Jagdish has taken a pretty much all-rounded asset allocation. You've got large cap through Nippon. You've got HDFC Focus 30 fund. That is also a very good fund. You've got the Motilal Oswal mid cap, the Tata small cap, and Parag Parikh flexi cap, which is an all seasons fund. So considering all the different asset classes, sorry, you've got all of them. So I don't want to make any change. Please continue in the assets in the SIP that you are doing. As Kavita mentioned earlier, it's very important to do a step up SIP every year. So try to do that as well. So,
Yeah. Nisreen, are you okay? I think we'll just, we'll just give you a minute. Yeah, sure, sure. Jagdish, if you're on the phone line with me, I just wanted to know you've invested in these funds on your own?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I have done the research and then yes, I have tried to allocate.
Okay. Okay, so you've selected these funds on your own. Is that right?
Yeah, ma'am. Correct, ma'am. Correct.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Nisreen, are you there with me? Are you feeling okay? Yeah, Nisreen, you can continue.
yeah, so after 5 years, because I think he's mentioned that he would like to continue till 2030, if you get a compounded annualized growth rate of about 12%, you will have about 53 lakhs in your corpus. So you should definitely continue. Try to do a step up SIP as well. And, this is the expectation that you can have of the corpus, about 53 lakhs. So you will get an idea of how to plan. If you need to have, slightly higher funds, then you can increase your SIP and definitely do the step up. So as far as all the allocation goes, I think you're quite on the right track. You have a very all-rounded asset allocation because you have large cap, mid cap, small cap, and you have the flexi cap. So please do continue that. All the best.
All right, Jagdish, I hope that answers your question. Anything else you want to know from us?
No, ma'am. I'm good, ma'am. Thanks for your time.
Okay, all the best. Okay, let's slip into a quick break. And before going on a break, I'll flash our WhatsApp number and email ID so that viewers can send across their queries. 8657974571, our WhatsApp number.